and captain Xavier Benjamin. In the centre-half pairing, Cameron Antwi will be the number 6 holding midfielder, and he will have Joel Colwell and Raheem Conte ahead of him, with James Kroll leading the line, flanked by Isaac Jeffries and Ollie Tanner. On the bench, Jay Semenyo, a trialist goalkeeper, Caleb Hughes, Morgan Wigley and Kian Ashford. I will run you through the QPR team momentarily, but we're just going to break off because after the toss of the coin, there will again be a show of respect here at the stadium for the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II last week. So we will pause for that now. Both teams observing that minute's silence, just looking down to see the extent of the crowd here at Cardiff City Stadium on a Friday night. Free entry again, and there's a decent smattering of people down to the left-hand side of the grandstand as we look at things. There is the Cardiff City team, the graphic on your screen as I just ran through it. It will be interesting to see how Jack Lee does at right back. Darren Pearce hoping for a response. A quick run through the Queen's Park Rangers team. We don't have a graphic view. We got the team news a little bit late, but if you are tuning in from a QPR persuasion, you're very welcome. For QPR, number 1, Joe Walsh. Number 2, Aaron Drew. Number 3, Nico Hamalainen, who's captain. Number 4, Trent Randall. Number 5, Joe Gubbins. Number 6, Alex Aurora. Number 7, George Thomas. We are underway, but it's back with the keeper, so I can continue. Number 8 is a trialist. Number 9, Sinclair Armstrong. Number 10, Rafti Pedder. And number 11 is Olamide Shodipo. That's the pre-game stuff done. Let's get underway, and Cardiff City have the ball immediately on their left-hand side. It's back now with Clay, who gives it to captain Benjamin. QPR are narrow, and then when the ball goes wide, they press aggressively, and they cut that out well. Ball goes forward from Hamalainen. Turner is out of his goal. Will collect in his resplendent, fluorescent goalkeeper top, and my first chance to bring in Tom Hopkins for what should be a good game this evening.
I think so, certainly, JP. It's obviously a disappointment earlier in the week against Bristol City. 5-0 defeat is far from ideal for the young City side here, but plenty of chances tonight now, I think, for players to make up for it. Both personally and as a team, I'm sure they'll really want to get into it, especially under the lights here at CCS.
QPR looking to play out from the back. It's a decent press from Cardiff, but QPR have played out well. Benjamin marshals his man, who was Sinclair Armstrong, and Cardiff will have a throw right in front of Darren Pearce. Ball goes short to Colwell, who's been so impressive, but well, that's an impact injury. There wasn't malice in the tackle. It was a coming together, but it certainly was a nasty impact for Colwell, who, credit to him, is right back up. He's been so good since the start of pre-season with the senior side, and expect him to be a game changer, game breaker at this level. Look forward to watching him play again tonight as Davies has the ball on the left-hand side, but Cardiff turn over possession, and here comes Thomas. Thomas looks to make use of the space behind Davies. To be fair to Antwi, he covered that space well, but QPR will have second phase possession and will look to switch it to their left-hand side. It's a rather loose pass that puts Gubbins on the stretch, but the away side retain possession. Good pressure from the Bluebirds once more, and they turn the ball over, although Kroll can't make the nutmeg work, and it will be back with Joel Walsh, the QPR goalkeeper. Looks like 3 centre-halves for QPR with a holding midfielder and then 2 wing-backs who will make the pitch big and look to be aggressive. So 2 different formations on show tonight. So often teams match up against each other. Who will come out on top? That's a good tackle from Lee. And really interesting to see Jack Lee take on that more defensive role.
It really is. I mean, he's a player who I think when he first signed for the club said that he was somebody who wanted to play anywhere as long as he was playing. And seemingly he's put that theory into practice tonight. You know, I'm sure Darren Pearce is put in there for a reason. And, well, I mean, so far it's paid dividends with a nice tackle there. I'm sure if he's not comfortable already, then he will only grow in comfort as the night goes on, we hope.
Well, it's a good attitude to have. I'm sure most of the people tuning in tonight, like myself, would have walked over broken glass to play for Cardiff City, but at 40 years old and 5 stone 2 heavy, I think my chance is probably gone. Jack Lee is available for that pass cross field, and he's in space and can advance. Good first touch to get it out of his feet. Ball to Colwell, who's always in motion. He goes infield, beats a couple of tackles. Referee plays advantage. Davis keeps the ball moving to Tanner, playing from the left-hand side. Tanner gets it out of his feet and drills across, right across the 6-yard box. No one there coming in on the far post, but Joel Walsh wasn't quite sure of his footing or his standing there. And Ollie Tanner, he came with the big reputation at non-league level. And Tom, you and I have watched him in games. He's got so much potential. And it's just about, at this level now, learning how to be consistent.
Certainly, I mean, obviously he's getting this experience at this level, isn't he, for the time being?
We'll just break off as Cardiff come into the box. Kroll tries to pick out the aforementioned Tanner. It's cleared away. But yeah, it is good learning and good game time for Ollie Tanner.
It certainly is. I mean, given where he's come from, you know, at Lewes and now he's with Cardiff City, it's a lot to take in, and I'm sure that he's learning, whether he's training or, you know, getting valuable game time, including here tonight.
Lee goes short to Konzi. Lee tries to make progress down the line. It's well dealt with by Hämäläinen, but Cardiff will have the throw and have gained a few yards. Ball goes into the box. There is a QPR head on it, but only sends it towards the goal. It's cleared away. Antwi is battling for it, although Thomas is doing well, giving away some size. In fact, Thomas does very well for QPR, giving them a platform, but that's a loose ball. Can Kroll get in? Well, a little bit of luck, a little bit of good positioning from Trent Randall means that chance was lost. Referee says that wasn't a foul in the middle of the park. Antwi is an abrasive character. I really liked him in the game I saw, the first home game of the season. Another drill crossfield ball, which is left by Jeffries to find Lee. Lee will put an early cross in. It's a good cross too, and it needs the deflected header behind from Joe Gubbins, and he might be putting in balls from deeper areas than he's used to, but that was a great ball in from Jack Lee.
Really was. I mean, you know, this is the attacking side of the game coming out again, isn't it? He reads the ball well, he reads how it's going, and he sees that opportunity to cross it, he goes for it.
And it results in this corner kick, which Tom Davis will come across to take on his very talented left foot. Kind of have runners from the edge of the area. Davis crosses in, it's a free header, it should be a goal, it's not. Well, it was Clay who must have just been astounded with the amount of space and time he had, and as a result, I'm not sure he got the connection with the header that he wanted. First sight of goal though for Cardiff City. Lee, first time cross in, and it's a nice whipped cross, but there was no far post runner for the Bluebirds, but good variation from the home side. QPR look to play on the break. That's good defensive work from Tanner, showing both sides of his game there, and Cardiff can start again through Matt Turner, but I think Jack Clay might want that header back again.
I think you're right. It's well, he did well to win a corner from it, I'll be honest, but chances like that early on especially, they're so valuable. It's unfortunately he's not been able to put it away.
Bright start from the Bluebirds though, and you really sense Darren Pearce's asked them for that strong start and a response to the disappointment of earlier in the week, although QPR looked like a good team on the break. Here's Shodipo. It needed to be a very good tackle from the wrong side. That wasn't Shodipo, in fact that was Peda. The tackle from Lee, perfectly timed. He was coming in from the wrong side, so if he hadn't got the ball there, he was in all kinds of trouble, but great defensive work by Jack Lee.
Certainly was. I mean, once again, he's just been an example defender so far, isn't he? You know, we're only early on, but he's you wouldn't really know he's playing out of position, or whether he's playing out of position at all.
Here's Benjamin, the captain, who steps forward. Nice ball which catches Lee in strike. The good first-time ball forward. That was nice thinking from Antwi, but Jeffries was just blocked off in his run. But Cardiff looked bright. They look lively. Conte is playing at the front of a midfield three. That ball is charged down. Can Tanner get there? He can. Conte seems to be playing in the top of a triangle with Colwell and Antwi behind. Antwi will hold. Colwell has more of a free roll. And just as I give him the big build-up, his stretch pass to open up the pitch to Lee goes into touch, and QPR will have a throw-in. 8.5 minutes gone. If you're just joining us, happy Friday. Thanks for your company. John Donovan with Tom Hopkins. 0-0 here between Cardiff City under-21s and QPR under-21s. It's well won by Conte. Can he protect the ball? He can. Back to Jeffries, back to Conte. Good speed of ball movement. And so he caught a little short there, but still made a nice pass to Clay. Clay moves it to Davis. There's Colwell, who just really enjoys his movement. He's never standing still. Nice stretch of the game from Antwi. Kroll tried a little pass around the corner. That will be a free kick. Kroll's initial pass was charged down by Hammerlinen, but credit to the Bluebird striker. He stayed with the play, and he got a free kick out of that, and another chance for Cardiff to put a decent ball into the box. Where else would you be on a Friday night, Tom?
Well,
aside from in the pub.
Nothing quite like the gantry on a Friday night.
Just seeing a replay of that foul on Kroll, as Darren Pearce is actually giving some instructions to Jack Lee below us. It's Tanner standing over the free kick, left-footed, whipped in towards the far post. Great ball, header up, header goal. Good contact from James Kroll, but really that was all about the ball in. A wicked delivery from Ollie Tanner. It had bend, it had whip, it had pace. Kroll got up above his marker and had to direct the ball past Joe Walsh, which he did. A goal the Bluebirds probably deserved, Tom, and there, 1 goal to the good.
It's a great finish, isn't it? It's a great header. You get the feeling that on the replay especially, you know, it's a great ball coming in and Tanner waits it just right. Yes, above his man well, and you'd like to think even if he did miss it, then Xavier Benjamin might have been there to nick it in himself.
Maybe not given enough credit to the leap and the hang and the jump. The ball was beautiful from Tanner, but credit to Kroll. He got up early, but seemed to hang in the air. He wanted that ball more, and as a result, Cardiff have a 1-goal lead. QPR look to respond. Here's Armstrong. Gives the ball back to Hammerlinen wearing the captain's armband. Matthew blocks him, just asking his advanced players to fill in for a moment. QPR have the throw. Which they take short. Cardiff have numbers, and they look to put pressure on Shodipo, but he does very well to get a ball into the box, and it's fallen QPR's way. Is this a chance? Great tackle by Clay. He read that situation very well. He had to. And that was a good read and tackle from Jack Clay, who is an intelligent footballer. Tanner turns that ball over. He's away. The angle is tight. Can he get something at goal? An extra touch means that shot is blocked, but Ollie Tanner looks lively tonight. He looks up for this. And he's made an impact in the first 12 minutes. That ball looking to play round the corner. Well, fortunate for Cardiff City, the ball was a little miscued, but it must have got a touch on the way through. That'll be a corner kick and another chance for Cardiff to put quality into the box.
City have done so well so far, I think. Deservedly ahead, and you know, you could argue maybe they deserve a second goal already. despite how early on we are in this match, Tanner's brilliant at running with the ball. You know, he's just slightly overstepped it, you think, maybe on the ball there, taking that extra touch, and it's taking the sting out of the attack. But nonetheless, you know, he did well to hold on to the ball there.
Davis with the corner. It's another good ball. Cardiff looking to get separation. A decent header. Jeffries under pressure, rather skies the left foot half volley. And that's into the Grange end. Will be a goal kick which Joe Walsh will take. My first chance to remind you that, of course, the senior side back in action tomorrow, senior men's side, as they travel to the John Smith Stadium to take on Huddersfield. Hopefully a continuation of that really enjoyable Tuesday night performance against Middlesbrough, despite the nerves at the end. Join us on Cardiff City TV for that. But right now we're focused on under-21 action, and we're focused on this QPR attack as Armstrong thought about the shot a couple of times, now gives it back to the trialist wearing number 8. Here's Hämäläinen. He gives it back to the aforementioned trialist. Some nice triangles from QPR, but Cardiff seem to have a good shape. Ball into the box. Clay is there again, really impressed by his reading of the game thus far. It's a loose touch from Conti, but Davis gets him out of trouble and clears away. And Cardiff look pretty good, pretty compact there, and you can hear a lot of voices down there, namely Xavier Benjamin. Last time you and I were on commentary, we talked about him a lot, coming in, being a leader, and he's very vocal out there again tonight.
He certainly is, and he's one of those people that is regularly talked about of characters within this squad. You know, you've got Jack Lee as well. He's a big character. He's oddly enough one of the older players there, despite the fact I think he's only 19 years old in this squad. You know, he's a young squad, but when you've got people coming in like the captain, Xavier Benjamin, who are both performing well and leading effectively, you know, hopefully you can only get good results as a result of that.
QPR just starting to see a little more of the ball as Rendell comes forward, moves the game to the right-hand side. Ball is switched now to the left, and Shodipo, he holds it. He went for the overlap for Hämäläinen, uses him. Nice ball back, in fact. Shodipo makes room, chance for a shot, great shot. Oh, just wide. Beautiful move from QPR, their best of the game so far. Lovely link-up play between Hämäläinen and Shodipo. Shodipo made room for himself, tried to bend it in the far corner, inches wide, but a move of quality there, Tom, from the visitors.
Certainly was. I mean, he's been given a bit of space there just by cutting it, and I'd like to say that Matt Turner probably had that one covered. He probably read where that one was going as soon as he cut inside, but nonetheless, bit of a let-off perhaps that it was off target.
Visitors will look to gain momentum from that. Cardiff maybe just sitting for a second to protect that lead for 5-10 minutes. Whether you consider it a cliche or not, there is the school of thought that you're vulnerable just after scoring a goal, and QPR trying to exploit that. There's a good tackle from Colwill. He gets the benefit of the ricochet back off the QPR player, and that will be a goal kick for the Bluebirds. Just looking down to the QPR dugout. Is it Chris Ramsey who's still the manager of the under-21s? He did step up to be senior team manager, but check that at half-time. Should have done my research, but it was a busy day at work today. Nice ball from QPR there, and they're finding some space now. Here's his Thomas. Thomas into Armstrong. Armstrong gets it out of his feet, shot at goal, always rising. But the visitors, just in the last 5 minutes, they've had 3 sights at goal, and they're starting to look more impressive.
Yeah, they are, but, you know, they've not yet hit the target yet. It's going to be one, I think, that's going to be a bit back and forth all evening, to be honest with you. If this opening quarter hour has been anything to judge by.
Turner goes short to Clay. Cardiff look to play out from the back. There's no real press from QPR as they're looking to congest the middle third. Lee felt he didn't have an option quick enough down the line, dwelt on the ball and ends up turning it over through a throw into the hoops. Hämäläinen, nice ball, although it's good work from Tanner. Tanner thinks he's fouled. Referee says play on. Tanner's work rate with and without the ball has been good so far through the first 17 minutes. But here come QPR again, and Shodipo, who's probably looked the most lively player so far. Again, they've got room at the edge of the area. They've worked it to the right-hand side to Drew. Drew stood up well by Davis. Davis did very well. Drew was a little isolated. Davis recognised that, pressed and turned the ball over. But here come QPR again. Just for the moment, it looks like Colwell has gone to sit in with Antwi, and maybe there's a bit more room for QPR to play through that midfield area. Lee makes another good tackle, another good ricochet for Cardiff. They get the benefit of the throw in and maybe just a chance to slow the game down.
I think that's what they need at the moment, isn't it? Just get the ball, no need to panic, hold on to the lead and try and build on it once this phase of pressure has gone through.
Good option from Antwi. Jeffries can't turn that forward to goal scorer Kroll, and QPR turning the ball over more and more. That ambitious ball will travel to Lee, and he will let it run out. Close to the corner flag though, so the visitors will be able to try and box the Bluebirds in. It's Lee who will take the throw in. Conti is the target. He flicks on, gets more height than distance, but Kroll battles for it. He gets something on it, but can only turn it infield to a QPR player. That's a good tackle by Colwell. Kroll does well, spins out, moves the ball to Davis. He finds Tanner. Tanner's in a one-on-one situation. Will he take on his man? He does, and to be fair to Drew, stayed with his task well. Make a tackle. Cardiff have the throw in, which they take quickly. Conti is behind, gets a cross in, didn't get as much on it as he wanted. Kroll is still prowling there, looking to turn the ball over. But QPR should be able to play out, although Colwell will be there to tidy up and give it to Davis. Davis back to Colwell. Lee is in acres of space if Cardiff choose to use him. They maybe put an additional pass in there they didn't need, but who am I to say? Ball forward to Antwi, who's made a good forward run to break the line. A lot of shirt pulling going on there from both players. Assistant referee keeps his flag down. Jeffries puts a first-time cross in. That will result in the corner, and probably a phase of play, Tom, that Cardiff City needed.
Yeah, certainly, as I said, you know, they needed that initial bit of pressure that they'd been under to just pass, and, you know, as it does in football, now City seem to be on the front foot once again.
We are at the 20-minute mark. It's 1-0 to the Bluebirds. Goal scored by James Kroll. Beautiful header from what was a wicked cross from Ollie Tanner. QPR have grown into the game since that point, but you'd say the Bluebirds are probably just about good value for their lead, and they have a chance now from a set piece to look to double it. Davis, this time towards the near post. There wasn't a blue shirt there, so it's an easy header away. Cardiff will look to get second phase ball under control. That's a difficult bounce though for Davis, and it'll be a throw in to QPR, and a little bit of a waste there. Oh, it was in fact a free kick for offside. My apologies. Here's Drew, who looks actually like a right back playing as a right wing back. He looks solid defensively, but maybe a little bit cautious of when to step forward. I'm not sure that was entirely meant by Joe Walsh, but finds his man, and now QPR can build, and Hammerlinen is free. Is that a foul? It is a foul, but probably a good foul to take as Cardiff can get numbers back behind the ball. Certainly I'd say, Tom, that QPR look more threatening going down their left-hand side than they do down the right.
Yeah, I think it would be long before they start just singly going down that one way.
Hammerlinen, a nice step over back in field. Good first time ball. Falls again to the try list. Shot a goal, and it was a good save from Turner, because I think perhaps he was expecting more power on that. It came through the legs as well. It's a good reaction save from Turner, but another decent sighted goal from QPR. What's been a good game through the first 22 minutes. That's not offside. Jeffries, can he get there? There wasn't quite enough on the pass, and it's well dealt with by Gubbins, but Cardiff will have a throw in as we're going end to end right now. And what's been a good game on a Friday night here. Lee comes over to take the throw. Colwell comes short. He's ignored. Instead, Lee goes to Tanner. Back to Lee. That's a decent cross towards the near post. No runner there. My apologies. That was Kroll with the link up, not Tanner. But Jack Lee, I think, has acquitted himself well at right back so far in this game. Ball forward to Armstrong. Little isolated, but holds the ball up well and feeds it to Thomas. Thomas hangs the ball to the far post. Here's Drew. Decides to go for the pass, not the shot. Wasn't a bad idea, but maybe caught Shodipo a little bit unawares. But that time Drew did make ground up on the right-hand side, although he's now conceded a throw-in. But QPR, when they play on the counter-attack, that transition is quick and it's effective, and that's what's kind of giving Cardiff some problems.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, City did well, I think, just to shut down Shodipo nice and quickly. Once he was on the ball, you know, you had Tom Davis and I believe Jack Clay on him more or less right away. Didn't get a chance to get that ball away. But again, it's about just managing this match now.
Kroll flicks on. There's no runner there. QPR will retain possession and back with keeper Joe Walsh. It's good work right there by Kroll. Lee, again, watched the ball well. Nice cushioned header into Colwell. Not phased at all about his change of position. Is Lee. Colwell gives the ball away and QPR can attack the edge of the box once more. Here's Thomas. He drives across the area. Good tackle by Benjamin, but Shodipo will pick up the bits and pieces. That's probably a foul. That's what Jack Lee's going to have to learn. Not always to go to ground when a player's going away from goal and maybe you're the wrong side or there's a body between you and the ball. Gives away a little bit of a needless free kick and a chance for QPR to put a ball into the box. Cardiff choose just to have a one-man wall. Drilled ball towards the far post. Great ball. All it needed was a touch. In the end, it's marshalled pretty well by Turner and also by Jack Clay. But a wicked ball, and it just needed a stud, a knee, anything really, and that would have turned it into the net for the equaliser. Thankfully, though, Cardiff escape unharmed.
I was going to say it was almost a mirror image free kick of the one that we scored from.
Benjamin to Lee. Again, it's slightly different press from QPR. They're happy to give the two centre-halves the ball. They want to pick it up in the middle third and then burst forward quickly in transition from there. Colwell breaks the line well, but he's going to run into a little bit of trouble. He wasn't fouled. That's the right decision from the referee, and QPR will win that ball back once more. Colwell just needed more options off the ball then after making an initial burst to get Cardiff moving forward. QPR have had the better of it in the last 10 minutes. Here's Hammerleinen. Nice reverse ball inside to Shodipo. Good touch. Now Lee has to face him up. Shodipo with an early cross. There's no far post run on this occasion, and Davis will be able to bring it away. Drills the ball forward looking for Conti. Conti, good first touch. Good second touch. Protects the ball. Now he needs help. He's turned the ball over. Cardiff, there's not a lot of support around the ball at the moment. Starting to become a little isolated as Colwell spreads the ball to Lee. Here's Jeffries. He has grass to run into. Wants to give and go, perhaps. A little telegraphed. And on that occasion, QPR will have the throw-in. I was interested by Steve Morrison's comments in his press conference this week, Tom. I felt it was probably a little bit of tough love. He doesn't feel any of this under-21 team is ready to compete for a place in the first team. I felt he was really laying down a challenge. I'll come back to you with your thoughts on that in a moment. You know, one school of thought it's just a true statement, but I don't know, in my mind I just thought it was a little bit of a tough love and challenging these players to up their performances as that ball is cut out. Lee turns it back to Benjamin. Here's Antwi to Clay. Apart from that headed chance, which I think he should have done better on, I think Jack Clay has been coolness personified in that back line for the Bluebirds tonight. Do like him as a player. Intelligent footballer. Here's Benjamin. He finds Colwell, who's peeled off, and he does have that habit of just finding space. Davis moves forward, looks to link with Tanner. Tanner back to Colwell, who's always an option. He will spread the game, will he? No. Disguise ball, finds Kroll. Kroll, nice cushion touch on the chest. Now back to Kroll. Can he beat the two-man press? He can, and he moves it to the right-hand side to Lee. This is good. Jeffries wants the ball short. Lee uses him as a decoy, comes inside. Shot at goal! It's inches wide. Cardiff asks for a corner. Referee says goal kick, but that was nice from the Bluebirds. Kroll was involved. Tanner, Colwell, Jeffries with a good run, and in the end, Jack Lee cuts inside and only inches wide, Tom.
It's a great effort, isn't it? And I think Lee's shown both sides of his game this evening, isn't he? You know, so far he's defending well and he's attacking. He's looking confident.
And so he gets goal side, good recovery. QPR have the ball though, and they have it through Armstrong, who feeds it into the midfield to Aurora. He keeps it moving. That's a lot of room on the edge of the area for a shot at goal, and that room almost proved dividends for QPR. It was Pedder with the shot. Nice whip and bend on it. Unfortunately didn't get the height right, but too much room on the edge of the Cardiff City penalty area. And chances galore at both ends at the moment.
Certainly, it's been end-to-end stuff for most of the night so far, hasn't it?
Clay is sold a little short there and caught his man. That will be a foul. Cardiff guilty of an easy turnover, an unforced error. Free kick to QPR from the right-hand side. We are just about the half-hour mark. Cardiff still have that one-goal lead. Hammerlinen turns it infield. Nice step away from number 8, the trialist. It was taken off his foot, but found a QPR shirt, and the away side can continue going forward. And here's the trialist again, who I've been impressed with. Wonder whether he might consider coming to South Wales for a trial. Aurora involved in the middle as QPR look to spread it to the left-hand side. Shadipo again. Lee does well, stays with his man. It will be a corner kick to QPR, and they will feel they're doing just about enough to gain parity at the moment.
Certainly, I think so far the main difference has just been that clinical edge City had for the opener. But once again, now we have to defend well and hopefully go through this next phase without conceding.
Whip ball again. It's another good ball. There's no run to the far post. Everyone went near post. But that's a second wicked delivery from this left-hand side. As Conte feeds it back. First-time ball, which asks for a run. But Jeffries had gone long. The ball went rather square. And QPR will have it back again. The away side have certainly recovered well and gained confidence since going a goal behind. Although it is mainly down this left-hand side is Armstrong, who provides a good target, a good platform. He looks to back Benjamin into the box, does that well, feeds it back to the edge of the area, a little over hit perhaps, and a good tackle from Tanner, but it's a QPR shirt there again. Here's Aurora, who just picks up the bits and pieces, a neat and tidy footballer playing in the number 6 role. Darren Pearce encouraging the press, but Cardiff seeing less and less of the ball right now. Working very hard. Defensive shape looks good, but certainly they're being starved of possession. Maybe just trying to keep it tight to half-time, or there's still 15 minutes to go. They have a good line there. Armstrong is caught offside, and again Cardiff have a chance just to slow the game down a little bit.
City players, young Bluebirds, are receiving quite a lot of instruction from both Darren Pearce and Matthew Bloxham on the sideline. Maybe they've seen something that the players haven't just yet, but
long ball forward. Kroll can't get to it, and he's a little upset there was no second layer of press. That came back, or was regained a little too easily by QPR. Nice spread of play from Pedder. Right now, it just feels like James Kroll is a little isolated. It's more of a 4-5-1 at the moment for the Bluebirds. Again, maybe just game management, maybe just being pragmatic, but it does mean they're conceding a lot of possession to the away side. Good ball down the line. Here's Thomas. Thomas inside to Hämäläinen. Hämäläinen gives it to the edge of the area to Pedder. Pedder, will he look for the 1-2? Well, Shodipo kept it moving to the right-hand side. He has the ball back now, makes some room for himself. Good pressure on him. And as a result, Shodipo was leaning back and sent that well over the bar. Good pressure from Tom Davis, but once more it's QPR who are just asking more questions at the moment. Once again, don't forget the last game for the senior men's side before the international break tomorrow. I think we were all pretty satisfied with Tuesday night, despite the nervy ends and beautiful football played by the Bluebirds. 3 great goals and hopefully another away 3 points tomorrow. Join us on Cardiff City TV for that. My colleague Ashley James, I believe, will be in the chair for that one from the John Smith Stadium. Here's Clay, moves it to Benjamin. Just wondering, have Cardiff matched up momentarily? Perhaps gone to wing backs. Davis appears to be playing a little deeper. Maybe not. We'll keep an eye on it. It looks like a back four now as QPR come forward again. Just wondering if Darren Pearce had chosen to match up there. Nice ball between the lines. It's good covering from Benjamin, though. Spotted the danger well. Gets there ahead of Thomas. Uses his physical presence and feeds the ball back to Davis, who clears away. Tanner, heavy first touch. That will be a Cardiff City ball, though.
City are doing well at the moment. It's difficult when you have to attack against this QPR side when the midfielders are going really from end to end. They're sinking really deep as soon as they look like they need to defend and then rushing straight up for a counter-attack, and it's kind of, I don't know, covering a bit more ground it seems in our midfield in return, but City doing well so far just to soak up that pressure for the time being.
Jeffries comes short. Always wants the ball, Jeffries. He looks like one of those players maybe a little bit younger at this age group, and he's getting used to the physicality and the pressure he finds, but he is always looking for the ball. I've seen him a few times, like him as a footballer. Good win by Davis. But once more, Cardiff can't really get second phase possession. They claim a foul, they're not going to get it. Here comes Hämäläinen again. Once more, QPR looking to exploit this left-hand side, which has really been their strength in this game. And again, you have to tip your hat to Jack Lee. And I think with Jeffries in front of him as good support, they've dealt with a dangerous threat well on this left-hand side. QPR go to the right on this occasion. That pass can't be controlled. Here's Clay under pressure. Clears on his left foot, but once more, Tanner has come deep. Conti has dropped deep. Kroll is isolated on his own, and QPR will have easy possession of the ball back. Darren Pearce makes notes below us. Very good start from the Bluebirds. It's been a little quiet in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Tanner tries to change that. Will win a throw in. Here's Antwi. Neat and tidy. Finds Benjamin. Benjamin can step forward. That ball maybe just needs to be zipped a little bit quicker for the Bluebirds. That was what was happening in the opening stages, although there's an argument just for keeping possession for a while, taking the sting out of the game. Colwell spreads the ball to Tanner. Davis will look to go past him. Tanner couldn't quite make his mind up there, I don't think, whether to lay it off or try the individual effort. He miscontrolled it in the end, although he's won it back well. Now he has worked hard tonight, Ollie Tanner, and has had moments of quality, notably that cross for the opening goal. The only goal so far, as we're at 37, almost 38 minutes. Lee's cross is charged down. You see Darren Purse making notes down there, Tom. Is it glass half full, glass half empty? They started well. They're defending well now with a good shape. They have conceded territory and possessions at QPR. What do you think the manager's thoughts will be?
Well, at the moment, obviously, we haven't conceded yet, so I think it's just a matter of him probably just trying to adapt so that...
Oh! Just as I bring Tom in, Cardiff City create their best chance for a while, and it was a Tanner ball once more. So difficult to defend. Kroll couldn't quite stretch. That's the quality that Ollie Tanner can bring, and it's those moments that will please Darren Purse. Just seen a replay of that. Beautiful whip ball in. Kroll, decent run, but the bounce beats him.
You almost wonder whether he, in hindsight, might have gone for the header on it. It bounced so high.
Nice hold-up play once more by Armstrong, which allows QPR to come forward with numbers. Here's Thomas. Thomas rolls the ball into the box. Lovely goal! Oh, that's an intelligent goal, an intelligent ball, and a beautiful finish. Probably deserved. I believe it's Pedder who's the goal scorer, just waiting for confirmation. The shirt number to be revealed for us. It is indeed Rafferty Pedder who's got the goal, but QPR broke forward at pace there, but really thought that was an intelligent ball by number 7, George Thomas. Could have just crossed the ball towards the far post, a little bit of hit and hope. Saw the late run. Cardiff caught on their heels. Antwi was behind the play. Colwell, I wasn't sure, or he wasn't sure what was around him. Cardiff will be disappointed at that goal, but it was a well-worked, well-executed goal by the visitors.
Certainly was, and I think that if we go into half-time with it being level, I think that may be a fair reflection of the performance from both sides so far.
Well, I asked you a couple of seconds ago. I'll let you finish your thoughts, which James Kroll rudely interrupted. What will Darren Purse's thoughts will be? And that goal might change the half-time team talk a little. Perhaps
a little, yeah. But I mean, I think it's always going to be about adapting now, just to be able to soak up that pressure that they're putting on us down this down our right side in particular.
Shadipo, nice step over, makes some room. Cross comes shot towards the far post. Drew won't get there. It'll go out for a goal kick. Seems like Cardiff are being slightly outnumbered in midfield. I'm not sure that's the case numerically, but just in terms of setup, there seems to be quite a bit of space between Antwi, Colwell and Conti. QPR a little more compact in there. Seem to be getting to the ball first and turning the ball over more often as a result. Again, just wonder whether there's an argument for matching up, maybe. Lee just about gets that ball under control and will win the throw-in off Hämäläinen. Quick ball to Colwell, who protects the ball and spreads it wide to Davis. It's a work in progress, this under-21 side. It certainly hasn't got the players knocking on the door, to Steve Morrison's point, that it did maybe 12 months ago, but there is potential there. As Conti now looks to get away from his man, does well, but in the end the execution of the cross, not what it needed to be. And Cardiff now, I think, will be happy to get in to the changing room for half-time. Some words of wisdom from Darren Purse and Matthew Bloxham, and just regroup and come again for the second half. Cardiff compacted the pitch well there, although QPR get that ball in the centre circle, which really I don't feel they should have done. They just wanted the ball more on that occasion. So Dippo Moves it to the trialist wearing number 8. Shot at goal. You can see what his intention was, but in the end, straight down the throat of Matt Turner. But you mentioned the midfield, Tom. QPR's midfield are now dictating this game. I wouldn't say bossing it, but certainly dictating the tempo of this game, and seems to be breaking up play and setting that transition in motion a little bit too easily.
Perhaps, yeah, and I think that may be one of the things that we need to adapt at half-time, and might well be in Darren Biswell, Matt Bloxham's notebooks.
Once more, QPR play between the lines. Well, here's Pedder, the goal scorer, gives it to Drew. Pedder wanted the ball back a little earlier, but does find Drew. Drew's in, pets his head up, looks to pick out a cross. Well, I think it's an own goal in the end off Benjamin, but QPR have turned this game on its head. They now have the 2-1 lead. Beautiful play, this time down the right-hand side. It was goal scorer who became goal provider in Pedder, linking up well. Beautiful back heel to Drew, who continued his run. Drew got his head up, drilled the ball across the goal. And I think in the end, unfortunately for captain Xavier Benjamin, he gets the last touch. And QPR, Tom, have a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I think from Benjamin, he's already committed to moving across and trying to get a block, and then when the ball goes in front of where his sliding foot's gone, it's just connected.
Well, you never want to deny anyone a goal, so if Sinclair Armstrong wants to claim that one, I'm not going to argue against him, but I feel the last touch may have come off Xavier Benjamin. Let's say it's Armstrong. Give the striker credit for being in the right place at the right time. Well, Cardiff from the optimism of the first 10 or 15 minutes really have conceded momentum, conceded ground, conceded possession, and now have conceded the lead to QPR. Shouts of too easy, as QPR once more are able to play out and play around the press. Drill ball forward into midfield again. They break the press and can come forward, and that will be a booking if the referee has to bring it back. He doesn't at the moment. Plays advantage. Shadipo was the man fouled. Reverse ball to Sinclair, and it's 3-1. And Cardiff are at 6s and 7s. They've conceded 3 quick goals. That goal was certainly scored by Sinclair Armstrong, but it was all about the determination by Shadipo. Just, he would not be denied. Got away from Conte. He played the ball to the right-hand side. Nice quick reverse ball to the far post, and there was Armstrong. Bullet header. Turner had no chance. And, well, this turnaround from a Cardiff City perspective, Tom, goes from bad to worse.
Certainly does. It seems to have been just 5 minutes of pressure where it's just all paid off clinically, I suppose. It's caught City off guard, and I think at half-time now there needs to be chat about how they can try to come back into this one.
Well, I give Jack Lee the plaudits for playing well in a new position in his first half, and I think he has played well. I think he got caught a little ball watching there, didn't know what was on his outside shoulder. Armstrong did well to isolate himself on the full back, but really Jack Lee needed to be a bit closer, even just jump with your man, put him off a little bit. Chalk that one down to experience. We are into added time. Cardiff had a 1-goal lead. They now have a 2-goal deficit, as it is 3-1 to the visitors. There is the half-time whistle. Cardiff City 1, QPR 3. Darren Pearce marches down the tunnel very quickly. It didn't look like a happy manager, and you can understand why. We talk about this, Tom, being about development, rightly so, but you've got to learn good habits. The Bluebirds started the game well, but really they were bossed for the last 20-25 minutes of that half.
Yeah, I think you're right there. It's all about trying to manage the game properly, and you know they took that lead early on with a good chance, probably the second chance of the match, and you know they've managed to soak up a lot of the pressure throughout the first half, but then in those last 5 minutes seemingly it's just kind of whether they thought the half-time was coming sooner than it was. You don't know, they just maybe switched off a little for them, and individual errors unfortunately cost us this lead so far. You know, now we're down by 2, having been 1-0 up only 10 minutes ago.
This was the Cardiff goal, the bright spot. Beautiful ball by Tanner and Kroll. hanging like a salmon there at the far post. It was he who won the free kick. And really impressed with his hang time there. Gets up early, dominates his man, but hangs in the air. And Cardiff at that point were on top. And Ollie Tanner was having an impact on the game, which fortunately for the Bluebirds diminished as the half went on. QPR just gradually began wrestling control back. Shodipo was key to a lot of good things for the visitors. Thought that was a decent reaction save from Matt Turner as the ball came through the legs. I wouldn't fault him for any of the 3 goals. Started to get a little end-to-end, but Cardiff was still having chances. That one for Jack Lee, but then QPR really started to take over more and more. This was the last really big moment for Cardiff. Kroll on the stretch, as Tom said, maybe if he'd gone with the head, 2-0 would have made a world of difference. But very, very quickly, QPR came down the other end, and I really like that ball by George Thomas. Gets his head up, sees the run, and Pedder just attacks the box. Cardiff a little static, and I thought that was a very well-worked goal. And then very quickly, 1 became 2, and 2 became 3. Drew there, just puts it into a dangerous area. Let's give that one to Sinclair Armstrong for his benefit, and also Xavier Benjamin. That was 2-1 to the visitors. And then this, Shodipo just wanted it more. Clay steps out. Lovely reverse pass by Pedder. Had a hand in all 3 goals. And there was the header by Armstrong. And that was the first half. 3 quick goals from QPR. You can't really deny them. They played some beautiful football for around about half an hour. Cardiff City have it all to do. We'll break off for around about 10 minutes. Join us for second half coverage. And welcome back to Cardiff City TV, to Cardiff City Stadium on this Friday night. Second half coverage of this under-21 game, and Cardiff City have it all to do. They led 1-0, but after 45 minutes they find themselves 3-1 down. 3 very good goals scored by the visitors, QPR. Cardiff had a goal quality of their own, but they need to find more in this second half. John Donovan alongside Tom Hopkins. It is the visitors who will be kicking off, playing from left to right. Don't see any personnel changes in the Cardiff City lineup, which I will run you through momentarily. But really you suspect that Darren Pearce will have... Can you gently read the riot act? Certainly he would not have been happy with the latter stages of that first half and will want a response from his players. Looks like Cardiff are keeping the same formation. Can they affect the game with greater work rate and not conceding the ball so cheaply in the midfield area? Cole will get a foul as he looks to burst onto that ball. A quick run through the Cardiff City team then. It's Matt Turner in goal. Jack Lee is playing right back. Tom Davis at left back, Jack Clay and Xavier Benjamin in the middle of the park. Cardiff have taken the free kick but have gone backwards. Cameron Antwi is playing as the number 6 holding midfielder. Joe Colwell and Raheem Conti are alongside him. James Kroll, the goal scorer, is leading the line with Isaac Jeffries and Ollie Tanner flanking him. Here is Jeffries, nice little touch through to Kroll. Can he keep it in? He can, cuts it back. Jeffries didn't quite get to the area he needed to. Cardiff, though, looking to start fast. They did that in the first half, all credit to them, and were good through the first 10 or 15 minutes. They need something reasonably quick just to get the momentum back, get the belief back. Antwi gives it to Benjamin, but again you see QPR narrow, a little bit subdued on the press, and then when the ball goes into an area they feel they can attack, all of a sudden they burst, and they normally burst with 2 players. It's a different setup to Cardiff, and it's worked well so far. QPR currently sitting in 9th position in this league table. Cardiff ahead of them. The Bluebirds were in 4th at start of play. But right now it's QPR who look like they'll take all 3 points back to West London, unless... Here's Antwi. Kroll back to Antwi. Antwi, can he open up his body to get the shot at goal? Didn't want to take on the shot. Tries to thread the needle. Does. Kroll's there, and it's inches wide. It's actually a lovely ball back from Antwi. Credit to him. I thought he maybe should have taken on the shot, but he spotted the run from Kroll. Kroll gets there first, and Tom, that's inches away from being the perfect start to the second half.
Exactly. I think he's hooked it just ever so slightly. You know, he's teed up here for a shot, and the amount of bodies he's got around him, it means that he's got caused that space to run in behind, and it's very, very well read, and you know, the perfect start to the half, I suppose.
Here's Armstrong. Is that a penalty? It is a penalty. Armstrong. Well, Cardiff couldn't handle him, the 2-goal scorer. Benjamin went into an area to help Lee. The ball was over Lee. And Armstrong just turned on the afterburners. Seen a replay of it here. Maybe Lee was a little too advanced. Benjamin goes into an area he doesn't really want to be in, and just gets caught wrong side. And there's probably enough in that for a penalty, and this could be curtains for Cardiff early in the second half. Who's going to take this one? Thomas is standing over it. Shadipo is standing over it, but I think Thomas, the number 7, is the man who's going to take responsibility. Can Matt Turner keep Cardiff in the game here? Thomas steps up. It's a great save from Turner. He does keep Cardiff in the game. It's a very, very strong left hand. It was a firmly struck penalty. Not a bad penalty by any means, but the goalkeeper guessed right, got a strong hand to it, and that's a big moment, Tom.
Massive, isn't it? You never know when those kind of saves can just turn the tide of a game.
Credit to Matt Turner. He needed to bail his side out there, and he did. Cardiff need to build from that. Pull corner to the near post, although it's not dealt with. Benjamin gets a block on it from the shot from Sinclair Armstrong, who's now on a hat-trick. QPR will feel that they could have put this game to bed already in this second half. The clock hasn't actually started yet in the stadium, so I will look at the laptop screen. 49 minutes gone. QPR have the throw in. There's a QPR player down injured, who I think is Sinclair Armstrong. But Tom, with just about 50 minutes gone, QPR could have put this game to bed.
I know, I think it's, well, hopefully it turns out a pivotal moment of the match, because, you know, Josh Thomas is a Welsh international at senior level. I'm sure he's taken a couple of penalty kicks in his time, and Matt Turner's just stopped one that, you know, was certainly headed goalward.
I imagine Olamide Shadipo, who wanted the penalty, he was ushered away by George Thomas. He might have said a couple of words after that save. Credit, though, to Matt Turner, as there is a break in play now, and the QPR bench immediately told players to go and warm up, so whether Sinclair Armstrong will be able to continue. A lot of talking down at the Cardiff City bench. Darren Pearce has done his talking at half-time. He's rather standing away. Matthew Bloxham has had a word, I think, with Cameron Antwi. After the heights of the first half of last season at this level, it's about bringing through the next crop, and maybe that development's going to take a couple of years. There's certainly growing pains at the moment. Potential, but growing pains is how I'd sum up this under-21 squad.
Yeah, it's a very young squad in and of itself. I mean, Joel Colwell, I think, is only 18 years old, and you've got a lot of players on the pitch who are, even though it's under 21's level, they are under the age of 20.
Yeah, it's a question of being patient and letting this team grow. Clay on the stretch heads away well. And to Benjamin. Benjamin will give it back to Turner. Turner overhit under pressure, and that will be a throw into QPR. It's a point well made by Tom. It's, you know, at senior football level, there may be not much of a difference between a 23-year-old and a 26-year-old, but I think probably at this level, 2 years or so makes a huge difference, just in terms of maturity and physicality more than anything else. We will finally get underway once more with this retaken throw-in. Tanner does well defensively, and credit to Ollie Tanner, he has done that all night. He's worked hard off the ball. Here is Drew. It's well spread by Alex Roja. Ball towards the far post. Davis heads away and needed to, because there was a player lurking behind him. Is Jeffries, gets it down the line, but once more I just feel the Cardiff City players are isolated on this pitch. There's not an awful lot of support to the man with the ball. That's where QPR certainly have gained their dominance in this game. It's quick, it's clinical, and there's options. They turn over the ball again now, and Pedder will step forward. He gives it wide. That was a heavy first touch from Thomas, maybe still with that penalty in his mind, and Davis steps in and makes a strong tackle. Does Cardiff look like they may be preparing a substitute, although he's just put his training top back on. Good tackle again from Davis, strong. Here's Tanner, maybe a little guilty of overplaying there, and Cardiff will concede the throw-in. Bluebirds team looks a little frustrated at the moment. They're working ever so hard, Tom, but they haven't been able to turn the tide at the start of this second half.
No, not yet. I mean, they had that really early chance, didn't they, through Kroll once again, but they were looking for another short lay, I'm sure. Hopefully they'll have that clinical edge which QPR had in the last 5 minutes of the first half. Get a couple of goals back quickly.
Here's Davis. He and Clay combined well there to break the press. Tanner thinks about the stretch ball. It's a beautiful ball, in fact, to Lee. That was meant into the space. Can Cardiff swamp numbers forward now? Jeffries again, he's isolated. Where's his next ball? Goes back to Colwill. Colwill inside to Antwi. QPR now have numbers back behind the ball. Not sure Cardiff made the most of that. But they do have a phase of possession. Kroll, a little over hit. Conte won't be able to catch that. Nice idea. Execution wasn't quite there. Gets the round of applause from Darren Pearce. But then again, that goes back to your point, Tom, about one side being clinical, one side not so much.
Exactly, as you said, it's the right idea, isn't it? It's drawing them in and then try and stretch them out quickly. Kroll's overhit it slightly, and I'm sure you'll be showing the replay of that one, how he might have played that one a bit better after this match. But you know, he's only still young, and he has that opportunity even now to try and impact this match some more.
There's a member, I think, of the QPR media team down there just in front of us. Seems to be doing some fly fishing. I'm not sure if we can get the camera on him. It's obviously a new tool he's got. You're part of the media team, Tom. Is that a device you've used before?
It's not something I'm familiar with, to be honest.
QPR break again. That's a decent tackle. Well worked back by Lee, just as Armstrong was preparing for the shot on his right foot. That ball is overhit. There is the gentleman I referenced, just gone out of your shot maybe, but very intrigued as to what that tool is. Cardiff fans might be intrigued to see that the Bluebirds are making a substitution. Cian Ashford, who can make a difference. We've seen that before. He'll be coming onto the pitch. And looks like it's Conte, Raheem Conte, who's coming off. Moments of good stuff, but didn't really see enough of the ball to grow into the game. Cian Ashford, Cardiff will want to get on the ball because he can make things happen. Ashford, though, turns over the ball with his first touch, and QPR have numbers. Shot at goal. Oh, Armstrong thinking for the hat-trick. I think there were better options. Didn't get a good shot away on his left foot. And once more, Turner is able to make the save, but another let-off for the Bluebirds. Kroll does well to ride that tackle and feeds a nice ball. Can Ashford get there? Good sweeper keeping from Joe Walsh. Kroll can do that. He can hold the ball up. He can win physical duels. Jeffries will win the throw-in. And Cian Ashford, Tom, we know can come on, can make a difference, likes the ball to feet, can also run in behind. Excited to see more of him.
Certainly, he's whether he starts or comes on as a sub, he always tends to have an impact in these matches. He's got lots of pace and he's good on the ball. Good finisher as well.
Kroll does well once more to hold the ball up and draws a foul. 58 minutes gone here at Cardiff City Stadium. Still 3-1 to QPR. James Kroll, the Cardiff City goal scorer for QPR. 2 goals for Sinclair Armstrong, 1 for Rafferty Pedder. 4 goals of real quality. And QPR have 3 of them. Tanner's ball maybe a little under hit on that occasion, but will come through to Kroll. Kroll tries the nutmeg. Hammerlinen was wise to that and blocks it off. Concedes possession though. Cardiff work the ball into the box. Nice turn by Clay. Tries to get to the byline. Tries to cut back. Will win the corner. And to me, and I know I'm talking about him a lot, but Jack Clay looks like that centre-half who is comfortable on the ball, reads the game ever so well. I've got high hopes for Jack Clay.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, he's been quite composed. Must be said, despite, you know, the goals that City have conceded overall, he has looked composed at the back. And he is a player who seems to prefer to pass from the back rather than just hoop it up the pitch.
Cardiff warming up another substitution, but they will take this corner first. It's a clipped corner towards the far post. Kroll is up. I think it comes off the shoulder of the Bluebirds striker in the end. Will go out for a goal kick. Again, he got up well, but that ball wouldn't come down early enough for him, and it goes down as a half chance, but nothing more than that. Hammerline, and what's the runner in front of him? But that's good from Benjamin. Read that well. High line from Cardiff, and he stepped in front. The ball is a little behind Davis, which means Cardiff will have to go backwards. Infield to Antwi. Antwi turns away from trouble and gets his rewards. Is Colwill. Colwill, nice little drop with the shoulder, takes him away from two players, tries to thread the needle. Doesn't quite find Jeffries, but that's what Joel Colwill can do. Just one little drop of the shoulder there, took two, maybe three QPR players out of the game. Cardiff pressing, look to turn it over. They don't, and now QPR have numbers. That's how quickly football can change. Here's Pedder, gives it wide to Thomas. Thomas back to Pedder, continues his run. Here's Thomas, faced up by four Cardiff City players, but still has the wherewithal to turn it out to Drew. Cardiff have forced QPR back. That's good shape, but QPR are composed and they're in control of the situation and can now move it to their left-hand side and hammer line them. He has Shadipo in front of him, a step over. He drives to the byline. Lee does well again, sticks to his task, wins the goal kick, and apart from the third goal where I felt he was caught a little ball watching, again, you have to say Jack Lee's done well in that right-back position.
Certainly has, when considering, he is out of position in that role. The first time he's played here, well, in that position, I think, during his entire time with the club, to be honest with you.
Past the hour mark, no change to the scoreline from half-time. Cardiff look to be making preparations for at least one sub, maybe two. It's a nice ball that takes Lee out of the game. Maybe he was a little over-enthusiastic to get there, but credit to him. Great recovery tackle. Cardiff concede the ball needlessly, though. That's frustrating. Davis will get back, clear away. QPR claim a couple of fouls there. Referee says no to the fouls, but will stop the game for a head injury. And a chance for me during this break of play to tell you once more. Well, we haven't got too much to promote in terms of live coverage. The women's team are back in action, but they're away from home on Sunday, although I think Kath Walsh told me the next home game is the South Wales derby against Swansea, so we'll advertise that and get down to that. The under-18s, under-19s, they're away, I believe, in Hull, although we were having a discussion at half-time. Was it Wigan? Was it Hull? They're somewhere in the north of the country.
It is Hull.
It is Hull. Dane Facey, Tom Hutton and the rest of the coaching staff are watching in. We hope you're well, gents, and got to give a little bit of a shout out to Tom Hutton. I was in a coffee shop the other day and I'd forgotten my wallet. He was there also, and he bought me a drink. And these are not just good football people, Tom. They're good people all told, so I owe him a drink back.
A good commentator too.
A very good commentator, but I was more concerned about getting my drink, to be honest. Good luck to those lads tomorrow in their game, and of course the senior team visit the John Smith Stadium and Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield Town currently under caretaker stewardship after having sacked their manager this week. There is talk, I believe, that David Wagner is going back in there, the man who started the journey for Huddersfield Town and took him to the Premier Division. Will they have a reaction tomorrow? Cardiff City certainly hope not. And for all Bluebirds fans, including myself and Tom, we hope to see a continuation of that first half against Middlesbrough, which really was fluent and entertaining and clinical. Credit to Steve Morrison and the coaching staff and the team for what was a well won and also very enjoyable 3 points in midweek. I have run out of things to fill this gap, but still we have a delay. It's Shodipo who looks like he's okay to continue. He's had a presence in this game. He's been lively throughout. And he won't want to come off. That's certainly the case. We are back underway, thankfully, so I can stop talking nonsense. Here's Davis. Tanner wants to stretch the game. He wanted that ball over the top. Davis turns it back inside. Cardiff now look to go to the right-hand side. Here's Colwill. Finds Lee. Lee finds the ever-willing Jeffries. Well, he didn't find him because it was a good stretch from Hammerlinen, but you can see Jeffries wants to make those runs. I look forward to seeing his progress as a footballer. He's on the ball again now. Cardiff don't really have numbers in the box. Ashford is the nearest man. He recycles, gives it to Tanner. Tanner steps outside well, drives into the box. Could he win something for Cardiff? No, it will be a goal kick. He was stumbling. The last touch came off Tanner, and he looks a little tired, a little fatigued, and a little frustrated as he gets back onto his feet. And just before I bring Tom in, there's going to be another stoppage as the QPR captain Hammerlinen is down injured now. So it's starting to get a little bit bitty, and that will probably suit the visitors.
Well, I think at the moment, won't it? Certainly, it's last thing they want is City to get a good run of play together.
They're about to bring on Morgan Wigley. Well, he puts the bib back on. Good attacking player, Morgan Wigley, although every time I commentate on him, a voice in my head wants to call him Nathan Wigg, who was a midfielder for Cardiff in the early 90s. Once more, it's Matthew Bloxham who's doing the talking. Darren Pearce talking just to Morgan Wigley on his own about what he wants. Do Cardiff have the belief to get back into this game? Again, you can't criticise the work rate, and there have been some good moments and some good individual performances, but you would say that QPR are in control of this game and are deserving of their lead as things stand. We are back underway as Joe Walsh goes long. It's a good win by Benjamin. A series of head tennis. QPR eventually win the ball, and that's a beautiful fall forward to Shodipo. Again, Clay, I like his starting position. Read the situation, clears out well, and he needed to because QPR were in behind once more.
Clay's done very well there, to be fair to him. Once again, it's reading how it was going and getting his body in the way as the ball rolled in front of him.
QPR working the angles once more. Again, Clay steps into it, clears it long, but well, Cardiff will get some good fortune and win a throw in they really had no right to get. I was going to say that possession was going to come back QPR's way very easily, but Cardiff have made ground now. Can they benefit from that? Nice spin away from Colwill. That's a good weighted ball to Antwi. Antwi keeps it going to Tanner. Tanner will cross it first time. Nice idea, took a deflection. Never reached its intended recipient, who was Ashford. But that was better from Cardiff in terms of speed of ball movement. And they were able to open up some grass to move into as a result. QPR couldn't get everyone back in their shape, back behind the ball. That's gone QPR's way, and Benjamin, well, didn't know whether to stick or twist, make the foul or not, and QPR have numbers. Shodipo, good save again, but, well, no offside flag. Yes, there is now. I thought there might have been. Armstrong has denied his hat-trick. Credit to Matt Turner once more, a good save off the shot from Shodipo. Armstrong thought he was in for the easiest of the night, but he was denied by the offside flag, and we will see that Cardiff City substitution as Ollie Tanner comes off and Morgan Wigley comes on. But Tom Sinclair Armstrong, he wants that third goal, but right now, by hook or by crook, he's not getting it.
No, I think we just need to stick this one out, don't we? It's, well, a bit of a shaky moment there for City, but thankfully they were offside, and it was obviously a very difficult situation given the overlap there from that quick attack. And once Xavier Benjamin had kind of committed himself, it was even more difficult because we were a man down against 3 on rushing attackers.
And just a word on Ollie Tanner, some good stuff tonight. A couple of beautiful crosses into the box. Did well without the ball, but well, I'll come back to Tanner in a moment as once more QPR drive into the box. Benjamin once more doesn't know whether to make the tackle or not, and that results in the hat-trick for Sinclair Armstrong. Turner has been so good tonight with his shot stopping, maybe one he'd want back there, but really you felt that Benjamin had to commit to win that ball even though it was inside the box. He's really been put off his game by Sinclair Armstrong, and the big number 9 has his hat-trick, and on the 70-minute mark it is QPR 4, Cardiff City 1.
I think it's unfortunate, and to be honest with you, maybe having conceded a penalty earlier, Benjamin didn't want to concede another one.
No, I can see your point, Tom, but I just think that's a little too easy. And I can understand what the centre-half is thinking, but again, he'll learn from that. I think you've got to back yourself to win that ball. And the game is probably firmly beyond Cardiff City now, as QPR will make a substitution with Isaac Pritchard coming on. And it's Hammerline and the captain, the left back, who's gone off. He's had a good game and he takes the handshakes. Yeah, we didn't finish that thought on Ollie Tanner. He still looks a little frustrated to me, but you know, had some good moments tonight.
Yeah, he certainly did. It's difficult, I think, again, in this side at the moment. You know, it's so young, it hasn't got that same experience, and when they are going up against teams that feature, in this case, you know, the likes of George Thomas, a Welsh international, it's difficult, isn't it? There's a lot to learn. Fortunately, we're only early on in the season. There's lots of time to develop before the end of this term.
Sinclair Armstrong is playing with confidence. Why wouldn't you when you have a hat-trick? QPR are enjoying themselves right now. For Cardiff City, it's just about working hard, doing the little things right. The result is beyond them, but still things to be learnt and gained from this match. And they might turn the ball over there. They do indeed. Here's Wigley attacking the box. Drives to the outside, made the angle a little cute for himself and now needs support. Gives it back to Lee. Once more, Cardiff not wholly clinical there. Nice ball into the box. Kroll is up. The judge to have committed a foul, though, with the push on the centre-half, who is Rendell. Kroll and Rendell have a few words. Unfortunate for Wigley. He made ground there, but again, it's just perhaps decision-making, which you've got to learn at this level. And that clinical nature wasn't there. That will come with time and experience. Here's Thomas. Thomas wide to Shadipo. Shadipo once more puts on the brakes, freezes the entire Cardiff City back line, gives it out wide. QPR look to change the angle of attack. QPR starting to get ground in behind Jack Lee, who maybe as Cardiff get more and more frustrated, just wants to push forward and affect the game. Just feel that QPR are finding a lot of grass in behind him in this second half. That will go out for a goal kick. Clay to Turner. Turner under pressure will miscue on that. And it will go out for a throw in to QPR. And Cardiff, again, continue to say working hard and trying to implement the things that they've been taught and practiced, but right now just look a little frustrated and understandably, with some of the age differences on the pitch, a little naive against this QPR team. Cardiff warming up Jay Semenyo. Colwill picks up that ball and drives forward once more. He really can drive when he gets going. Cuts inside his man. That's a strong tackle, though. Colwill fell on his man. There's 2 QPR players down, but it was Gubbins, I think, who took the worst of that as Colwill. Gubbins makes a strong tackle. Colwill, maybe a little bit deliberately, and I don't mind that, falls on his man. And QPR will require assistance from the Cardiff physio as well, as they have 2 players down. And this second half continues just to be a little bit fragmented. The only goal coming QPR's way, the completion of the hat-trick from Sinclair Armstrong. It's been a tough night at Cardiff City Stadium for these young Bluebirds. But again, one they will learn from. I think, you know, us as fans, Tom, we have to be realistic. It's going to be another couple of years before we maybe see the next crop of players coming through. We saw Ruben Colwill, Isaac Davis. I think Steve Morrison's right in his assessment that nobody's really going to be knocking on the door for a little bit of time yet.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? Again, I've said it 1,000 times tonight, and I'll say it once more. It's even the players who are in the squad who do have that potential to go on and play first-team football for the club, as I'm sure some of them will be knocking on the door in time. It's just a matter of the fact that a lot of these players now are 17, 18 years old. They're still scholars playing 21s football now, and it's that's challenging in and of itself. They'll develop over time, and eventually I'm sure, you know, there will be members of this squad who go on to play regular first-team football.
Well, Jack Lee and Isaac Jeffries are coming off to be replaced by Jay Semenyo and Caleb Hughes. And I think Jack Lee, there were moments that he will have to work on if he's going to continue in that position, but certainly I thought he gave it his heart and soul tonight and did pretty well as a right back. And again, Isaac Jeffries, one of those who will have to grow into this level of football, but I do like his intelligent runs. And I think there's a player in him also. As we are into the last 13 minutes here at Cardiff City Stadium. QPR preparing a substitution as well. Dylan De Silva is the man being readied. As autumn dusk has firmly turned to night now. There's a little bit of chill in the air. We are underway again. QPR look to play out from the back. As Armstrong will give some jitters to the Cardiff City back line again. Looks like what lots of clubs are searching for in a striker. Mobile, eye for goal, physical, good technically, but also good physically and bullying defenders. One to keep an eye on for sure. Is Clay. Nice stutter step there just to fade away from the tackle. It's a nice idea of the stretch pass, but the execution, again, slightly a miss for Cardiff, and that will be a throw into QPR. I do think Clay and particularly Joe Colwill, and let's not forget Matt Turner, even though he conceded 4 goals, he's made some good saves tonight. Those are the players that have stood out. I'd add Kroll to that list as well. Maybe not quite the same supporting cast strength and depth that QPR have had. Nice ball forward from Wigley. And Cardiff conjures something here on the edge of the box. Here's Hughes. Hughes has the overlap but goes back inside. Ashford surrounded by QPR shirts, keeps the ball moving. That will be a free kick as Ashford's taken down, and a nice position centrally, just further back from the D to get this up and over the wall. And a chance for Cardiff City to maybe pull one back in this game.
So this is definitely a free kick that you can imagine Kelly Hughes will be begging for. That's why he's running around looking for a ball. We've seen him earlier in the season and, you know, last season as well. He's a free kick taker.
He's actually taken the ball back maybe a foot or so more than when the foul happened. He wants that extra distance to get the ball up over the wall and down again. Very much the Caleb Hughes show on this free kick. Steps up now over the wall. Beautiful! What a goal! What a free kick. You won't see a better one than that all weekend. It draws the applause from the Cardiff City fans still in the grandstand. Caleb Hughes, it's pacey, it's got the bend away from the keeper. The keeper was never reaching it. Comes off the post, goes to the right side of the line from Cardiff City's perspective. But you called it, Tom. That was a moment of sheer quality from Caleb Hughes.
I just feel like as soon as you saw him line it up, he knew what he wanted to do with it. Unfortunately, we were able to team up quite nicely ourselves.
That's goal of the month for September sorted, although Perry and G might have words about that. QPR try and come back the other end immediately, but the trialist scuffs it wide. Maybe Perry just shades it actually with all that build-up play, but that certainly is a contender there from Caleb Hughes. And Cardiff stage a grandstand finish. Nice dip of the shoulder from Semenyo to get away from his man. He continues his run. Suddenly Cardiff have life. Here's Wigley. Wigley needs a little bit of support. Semenyo is caught in field, so Colwell will go short. Wigley actually does very well to dig across out. It's cleared away though. Where was this Cardiff City team for the last 40 minutes or so? Benjamin, nice weight of pass to Semenyo. He has room to go into if he chooses. He delays and will go backwards. Is Antwi. And he'll have to go back to Turner. QPR still haven't made that sub. Dylan De Silva has been standing in the technical area for well over 5 minutes now. Perhaps just thinking again now that Cardiff have a little bit of momentum in this one. 83 minutes on the clock. Good movement again from Armstrong. Cardiff will look to put pressure on, but it's well dealt with by Gubbins, who gives it to Rendell. Back to goalkeeper Walsh. He spreads the game to Isaac Pritchard. That's nice from QPR. Good constructive build-up, and just in saying that, it's a loose ball which Semenyo picks up easily, but won back quickly and well by the visitors. Well, there was a chance of a give and go on there, but Shodipo just decided to be a bit more pragmatic and go backwards. QPR maybe just looking to see out the mini storm that Cardiff City were brewing. Lovely balanced determination there to break away from the tackle. QPR now left-hand side of the box, whipped cross. That's offside again, I think. No, Lino says no. That will be the 5th goal of the night. Once more, Turner makes the save, and it's Aaron Drew, I believe, who stayed with the play. Be interesting to see that one back on replay. There was a hint of offside about it. The assistant referee, though, said nothing wrong with this one. And Cardiff's momentum is very quickly stopped as QPR score their 5th of the night. Having a look at this replay, Tom. Oh, he does come from deep, actually.
Yep.
It was Jack Clay who was the deepest man, and Drew did well, timed his run. Is this actually, is that his last action of the night? I believe it is. Not a bad note to finish on. Aaron Drew comes off to be replaced by number 12, Dylan De Silva. And QPR have restored their 3-goal lead. It's Cardiff City 2, QPR 5. Silva's first contribution is to win that ball well. He read it, he took it on his chest. Good interception by Antwi. Here's Colwell. Colwell, it's a nice weight of pass to Semenyo. Someone is going to be knocking on the door in the near future. It's likely to be Colwell, is my thought. Lovely build-up play from Cardiff. Shot at goal from Ashford. It's charged down. We're into the last 4 minutes of normal time. Well, it's been an entertaining game. 7 goals, but of course if you're a Bluebird persuasion, never nice to be on the wrong end of 5 of them. But entertaining start to the weekend's football. Although I must admit I take a scrappy 1-0 at the John Smith Stadium tomorrow as long as the winner came from a blue shirt. Saying that, we'll be in our away kit, won't we? Free kick drilled in, nice delivery, good goalkeeping from Walsh. Walsh pushes away Kroll. Kroll did nothing wrong there, just held his ground. QPR are getting on with things anyway. Here's Armstrong driving at Semenyo. Semenyo does well to hold him up, and Cardiff have numbers back. That's good from Semenyo. Now he can drive into space, and that should be a booking, will be a booking. But Jay Semenyo maybe just showed a little bit more experience in that right back position, got his body shape right, won the ball, and then managed to drive forward. That's a nice pass that's intercepted well by Gubbins. Once more, there's space in that right back position for Cardiff as Semenyo was caught still in field. So Dippo turns it in. It's good defending by Clay. Doesn't allow Thomas to open up his body to flick that ball in. Last touch is off Thomas and out for a goal kick as QPR are about to bring on Henry Hawkins, who I wouldn't like to guess, 6'6", 6'7". He's well, as a 5'9" portly Welshman, he certainly looks a very tall figure to me. He will get all of 90 seconds of normal time, plus whatever additional time is added on. So Hawkins comes onto the field to see who he is replacing. So it looks like Gubbins has stepped forward into the midfield area. So is it the trialist number 8, I believe, who may be the player who's gone off there? And Hawkins, well, he had to be a centre-half, really, didn't he, with that build? He's gone in to play as the centre-half with Gubbins moving into the midfield role. That's, well, I didn't think it was offside. I thought Kroll had bent his run well, but the assistant referee's flag goes up.
It's a narrow call, certainly. From where I understood it, looked onside just about, but maybe the linesman was in doubt, and when he saw that QPR arm go up, made his mind for him.
Cardiff, they press and they win well. Kroll is in. Can he make it a third goal for the Bluebirds? He can, with a composed and emphatic finish. Credit to Wigley, who pressed and turned the ball over. Cardiff have worked to the end, and they've scored goals of good quality themselves. James Kroll has his second of the night, assisted by Wigley. Once Kroll was in, settled himself, let the keeper come, and then drilled it into the back of the net. Maybe too little too late, but another nice goal worked by these young Bluebirds, Tom.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? James Kroll's done nothing but run around and be a threat for the entirety of these 90 minutes, and he scored in the 9th and now in the 90th. It's another great finish from the forward.
QPR immediately come back on the press to make life difficult for Cardiff, and they could have a 6th. It's a great save from Turner. Turner's made a number of those tonight. Conceded 5. Might have been disappointed with the 4th goal, but I think the goalkeeper can hold his head up in this encounter. And once more, Sinclair Armstrong just was able to bully the young Bluebirds back there. Nice turn by Answe, another nice turn by Answe. Gets to the byline, crosses the ball in by hook or by crook. That's cleared away by Rendell. Long ball to the ever-willing Armstrong. The flag is up though, that will be offside. And Tom, as we approach the final stages, your closing thoughts on this match. It's been a kind of a good bounce-back performance from the Bluebirds. They've scored 3 goals, but we keep saying it's learning. I get that, but 10 goals conceded in a week, Darren Purse won't be happy.
No, he certainly won't. And I think, we had a bit of a change of shape today with having Jack Lee in the right-back position. I think, as I said, it is part of the development process. You try and figure out who suits which position best sometimes and how best to line up. Certainly have been some bright sparks within this City defensive lineup, though, I think, for some of the chances that have been presented to the visitors today.
I think the subs have made a difference as well. I think each of them that have come on have made a contribution. As we wait to see how much time the referee is adding on. Cardiff are asking about time wasting. Ball is cleared long. Good header from Clay, who made a good tackle just a few moments ago. Ball is with Wigley, keeps it going to Semenyo. Semenyo puts an early cross in. That'll be a corner ball for Cardiff. Well, can they get one more and make it a very, very interesting last 30 seconds or so? Goals galore in this one. Can Cardiff get a 4th? Corner is taken out, Swinger, well dealt with. It'll come to Ashford on the edge of the box. There's pushing and shoving and a little bit of retaliation. This game has had some spike in this second half. I think Benjamin was one of the players involved there, and just in my peripheral vision thought he had a kick out. Hopefully the referee will just calm this down and have words with both players. Rendell is the man involved for QPR. Don't think any cards necessarily need to come out, just a stern talking to for both players, and the referee seems to be handling this well.
It's very late on in the match, isn't it? I think he just needs to talk it through, the two of them.
Well, prolonged conversation, and all that results is another push and shove between Rendell and Benjamin. But I think the referee's final whistle won't be long in coming, and that will bring that little altercation to an end. Drop ball will be contested, although it wasn't contested in the right way. Don't think it hit the ground completely. For the QPR player, Pedder got his foot in there, so we will do it all over again. Nice spread of play from Ashford to Semenyo. Semenyo stood up well, but drives to the byline. Can he get the ball across? It comes off the studs. The QPR defender. That'll be a corner kick to Cardiff City. Nicely defended by substitute Pritchard, but Cardiff have looked livelier since the substitutions came on.
certainly have. I think it may well be too little too late, unfortunately, but
Cardiff claim a foul, as do QPR. Referee says nothing doing on both sides. It'll be a throw into QPR, and we must be in the last moments of this one. Thank you for joining us on this Friday night on Cardiff City TV as we continue to bring you under-21 coverage throughout the season. Stick with these young Bluebirds. It might be a bit of a bumpy learning curve this year, but that's all part of the development. Learning curve rather than learning curb, as my words start to fail me. QPR come forward once more, but that ball is miscued by De Silva. Nice change of direction from Hughes. Benjamin can step forward. Nice ball. That's into the stride of Semenyo rather than forcing him to stop. Can Cardiff get within a goal of the hoops? Colwell turns out, gives it to Davis. Davis keeps it moving wide to Hughes. Hughes in field to Colwell. Colwell under pressure, keeps control of the ball, gives it back to Clay. Clay wants to spread it to Semenyo. It's slightly behind him, and the right back is offside anyway, so Cardiff's good work and attacking play will come to an end, and still we await the referee's final whistle. Hasn't he got a curry to get home to like the rest of us?
certainly was a lot of stoppages throughout this second half. Plenty of injuries going around, unfortunately.
Ball goes forward once more. That time I thought Benjamin marshalled Armstrong pretty well. Didn't necessarily have to contest the ball, just made it difficult for him. Cardiff got a goal kick. There is the full-time whistle, an entertaining Friday night of under-21 football here at Cardiff City Stadium. But the final score sees the visitors going away with all 3 points as it finishes here, Cardiff City 3, Queen's Park Rangers 5. And Tom, yeah, disappointing, but for a start of a weekend of football, 8 goals of real quality from both sides, an entertaining encounter here at Cardiff City Stadium tonight.
Certainly was. It's difficult to take, isn't it? It's a second consecutive defeat now, and a second consecutive defeat where you've conceded that many goals. But plenty of positives, I think, and the fight towards the end of the match from City and the subs making the impact that they did means that there are positives going forward here, and hopefully they'll start outweighing the negatives and we can start getting another good run of fixtures and results going.
A difficult week for the Bluebirds, but they stuck at it tonight against a far more experienced QPR side, and I invite you to watch Caleb Hughes' free kick on repeat. There's a moment of real quality, which we'll see again in the highlights, which are just coming onto your screen now. James Kroll had the first chance of the second half, just inches wide. That would have been a crucial goal at a crucial time. But QPR, for the most part, was still in control, and Sinclair Armstrong was a man possessed, trying to get his hat-trick there. He's brought down for the penalty. This is an excellent save from Turner, stopping Thomas there. Good, strong left hand. Again, despite conceding 5, I thought the goalkeeper made a number of good saves tonight. Half chance for Cardiff there. Kroll, he does climb well. He's not necessarily the biggest forward in the world, but he is a presence in the air, Tom, I feel.
Certainly is. He's, I think, the final goal from the visitors.
I think that's the offside one. We got a little bit of good fortune there, as Armstrong thought he had completed his hat-trick. Hadn't on that occasion, but it was to come. Here, Benjamin just... Tom, I think you're right. The penalty is still in his mind. Doesn't really do enough, and that was the hat-trick for Sinclair Armstrong. very quickly followed up by, well, this worldy effort by Caleb Hughes. And you called it, Tom. I think you fancied him right from the moment he picked up the ball, and if it wasn't for Perry NG on a Tuesday night in Middlesbrough, I think that would be September's goal of the month sorted.
Certainly, as soon as the free kick was given, he was running for the nearest ball. It's his territory, and it's a terrific strike.
Worth seeing again. Lovely whip over the wall, taking it away from the goalkeeper. Cardiff thought they may have been back in the game there at 4-2. But very quickly, QPR wrestled back control. We thought it might have been offside. It wasn't. The replay proved that to be correct. Credit to the assistant referee, and Aaron Drew was Johnny on the spot there to turn it home. His last kick of the game. He was substituted shortly afterwards. And Cardiff had the final say in terms of goal scoring. James Kroll with a lovely finish after good pressing work by Morgan Wigley. That was the last goal of the night. A lovely finish from Kroll to get his second. So disappointment for the Bluebirds in terms of result. Disappointment, as Tom said, in terms of conceding 5 goals once more. There was certainly endeavour until the end and moments of quality for this young Cardiff City side, which they will look to build on. We will leave it at that for this Friday night. My thanks to Tom Hopkins for his company as ever. Thank you for joining me, John Donovan, and the rest of the Cardiff City team. Don't forget, senior men's side at Huddersfield tomorrow. We hope you can join us for that one. But we will leave you here from Cardiff City Stadium on this Friday night with the final score: Cardiff City 3, Queen's Park Rangers 5.